Okay, so hello, this is Atlas16, and this is another live stream of Wargame Red Dragon during the closed beta. So this one is restricted and to a few people. So as a result of this, this is still work in progress, and everything I might show in there might be subject to change, and every comment I might do in this is concern what I'm having right now, which might not be what we have in the end in terms of balance and everything. So what we'll do today is, I guess, we'll do a UK Commonwealth deck, which can be interesting. I guess we'll try the coalition things, which will allow us to perhaps cover new units as well as include the Australian, and while having access to all the British armed force. And after that, I guess we will play around with them. So let's do this. So I'll restrict to the Commonwealth, which include the UK, Canada, and Australia. I will not give any specialization because anyway I'm somebody which like a balanced deck. I will also keep it post 1986. This we will see the new units. And that is it, I think. Yep. Okay, so we're now starting to building up this thing. So as you can see here, since this is a coalition, we have access to the units of the three factions of that coalition. As a result of this, we have access also to the prototype, because this is a kind of restriction, but you still have access to the prototype units of that faction, which can be very practical. So here we have a mix of the British, Canadian, and Australian, and it's actually a pretty interesting combo, because you have different quality to each faction. Well, let's see, what kind of orientation will I take? I guess the Grizzly is a practical command vehicle. It's really fast. That's Canadian stuff. The British, they have good command vehicles, but maybe they are not fast enough. They're also very expensive, so as a result of this, having perhaps another faction might be more practical. I'll get the Australian rover here also. Is there a difference with the British one? Absolutely nothing. This way I'll have 8 command vehicle, and which means that if I'm under artillery fire, or if my team doesn't capture a sufficient amount of zone, well, I'll have the flexibility to capture stuff. I will also use some Canadian Chinook as transport, and I guess an Australian FOB just for the sake of it. But to be honest, it doesn't really change anything here. I don't think there's any difference between those transport, other than the British one seems slower. That's interesting. And I don't really understand the justification for that. Okay. So, infantry, what do we want? We want something balanced, which will be able to deal with all kind of situation. One thing which is new about the infantry flamethrowers is that in airland battle, originally they were useless, then they became extremely good in forest, because you could move and burn everybody around you. And now they need to be static to use their flamethrower, which actually makes sense up to a certain point, but that also makes them much less effective than they were in airland battle, of course. But still, when they are actually firing at the enemy, literally, they will kill very well, as good as in airland battle, but the fact that they become a static weapon make them much more defensive. Okay, so we have Pioneer here, Australian Pioneer, with different type of transport. One thing which is also interesting about making a coalition is that when it comes to transport, you'll have a larger diversity for your infantry, which means that you'll be able to have more transport of a type. So that's something to take into consideration. So for Pioneer, I guess I'll use the cheapest vehicle. I don't want to use Pioneer that much anyway, and if I bring them, usually it will be to clear a forest, and usually that forest access will be clear or supported by other vehicles, so I don't really need a vehicle with firepower. Okay, here we have Canadian Airbornes. One thing which is interesting about the Canadian Airborne, oh, they don't have that vehicle in there, but is that what's interesting actually about them, I wonder. They're good in CQB, there's 2 versions of them. Okay, that one has better accuracy, while this one has better rate of fire or range. Interesting. They're very similar, but different. Well, I'm not interested in the Canadian Airborne right now, so let's continue checking what else we can put in this deck. Now the Canadian have Helix launcher that can be actually pretty good at short range, but not particularly good against infantry. Okay, the British, what do they have? Here they have Gurkha, which is a new unit. What's special about these? They are airborne. Oh, I guess for the sake of innovation, we'll use some Gurkha. We use Puma from the French army, which is something they will likely change. So I'll get 8 Gurkha. I will help them out with some Canadian Highlander. Here you can bring some Javelin unit. Canadian and British share that type of launcher. But I'm not sure I want that. I think what I want here is probably range. Highlander are pretty good at short range against vehicle, but 800 meter is very short. So I do want to choose something with longer range. With longer range, I mean. So I'll get perhaps Milan. Milan F2 can be very deadly, so I think I'll use that with the British here. What am I missing right now? I think anti-air perhaps, or Royal Marine actually might be a very good unit, or SAS actually. No, actually these are not SAS. These are SASR, Australian stuff, but these here are indeed SAS. So I'll bring that because they have anti-air and anti-tank, so it's a good complement. All my infantry except the flamethrower are now traveling in choppers, which make it rather interesting. I might actually think about changing my Gurkhas for Royal Marine. That might be a little more flexible because they have better vehicle, and when it comes to well, they have the Stormer, which is an okay vehicle. Of them, and the Royal Marine are really mobile. I think the Gurkha are also pretty mobile. Let's see. No, they are a little less mobile, but they do have that launcher 23. Okay, they are really similar to Royal Marines without being elite. So I think this is a pretty balanced land force. They're missing anti-air, but the SAS should compensate for that. They have infrared stinger, so that should be pretty good. Okay, support. Now the Canadian now have that Centurion marksman. The problem with this particularly piece of equipment is that the range is only 450 kilometer. It also doesn't have that much armor. Well, 6 front armor, that's not that bad actually. But I won't use that. Here I will use the British AS-90. 2 of them, so some artillery. Here they have a Challenger marksman, and this thing has 15 front armor. So while this is an AA unit, it can actually probably survive the attack of enemy tank up to a certain point. So you can expect these to actually be a good fighting force. So I'll get 3 of them. I will bring some ADAT system prototype from, well, actually. Yeah, that's no longer a prototype, but or is it? No, it's not. That used to be a prototype, but I will use the ADAT system, good anti-air, anti-tank vehicle. Here, what are these? These are anti-ground unit, very similar to the ADAT system here, actually. You have good range against chopper and land, so I think I'll get some of that. Now the Australian, they share this rapier anti-air with the British. I'll get the version with the best anti-plane range. Okay, tank, let's see. Now the British, they have the Challenger 2. I'll get 1 group of these. Canadian now have the Leopard C2 Mixes, so I'll get that, it's much cheaper. And 14 front armor, I guess this will be adequate to deal with T-72 and below. Australian don't seem to have particularly good tank. I guess maybe a version of the Challenger which will be less expensive might be a good idea, or maybe the Chieftain. Similar to the Mexus in terms of cost. 14 front armor. Okay, it's the same stat nearly. Just better side armor. But I mostly see them as being defensive. I might as well try out this Leopard C2. This is a new unit for the Canadian as well, so I'll get that. Maybe I could use some Australian stuff here. And the Scorpion light tank. What's interesting perhaps with this version of the Scorpion light tank. Okay, it's the same as the British one. While here, if you get close, you do more damage. A little more damage. I think I will give a try to that light Australian tank. I could try the Canadian Centurion MK5AT, which has missile. 17 AP power, that's not that bad. And this can be a very cheap unit, so if I want to fill any gap, that can be a good unit to use. Let's move into recon stuff. Canadian Pathfinder or Ricky, that's a question. Pathfinder are good at taking towns. No, those Australian troops can be good as well. Not sure what I want. I will use a Gazelle. Exceptional stats for recon. So British Gazelle, what else can I bring? I think I'll bring a Coyote. They're not that expensive and I can have many of them. And they do have an autocannon. And I'll bring some Recce, so snipers. Vehicle. I'll bring the Australian Lav 25 with tow. Canadian Chimera, that can be good, although I rarely use that. And I think that will be hit for that. Okay, choppers, I'll bring the British Lynx 3. No question about that. Because this chopper has Hellfire missile and Stinger's missile. So that's pretty good. Also 26 AP power. They're not fire and forget, sadly. But the range is 2.8 kilometer, which is very good. Air units. Okay, let's see. The Skyhawk of the Australian have a missile Maverick. Really powerful. Pretty slow speed. Okay, CM. Not sure if I want to do that. I think I'll use Canadian Hornets. The Australian have a Hornet with that kind of bomb, which is slowed down by air brakes. But I think that kind of bomb right now is not particularly adjusted appropriately. Oh, British Jaguar have those missiles which are extremely destructive. But the Harrier one are better. So I'll use the Harrier ones. I'll use the Australian Mirage. I don't have the amount of point necessary for that. I think I'll get rid of perhaps a Chimera. Which is a unit I rarely call anyway. Oh, here. I'll use the F-111 Australian with 1,000 bombs, 1,000-pound bombs. Or actually 1,000 kilogram bombs, I should say. I would like to also try this Sea Harrier, which is a seed plane, because it's interesting to see a Harrier doing that role. Since it has a slow speed, it might actually be able to get out of a situation without even reaching the radar range. So that could be an interesting plane to use. So I'll get rid of one Hornet, and I'll use the Seed Harrier. Okay. Let's see. I don't have any spare part here. Okay, let's save this. I will just adjust the naval element of it. So let's see what kind of stuff we want to put in there. I guess I'll put this big ship, this other big ship. I'll put some Elite Lafayette. Some Elite Oliver Hazard. Some Elite Type 21. And I will choose to put 2 planes at least. So F-16 block 15. And Hornet, so that will be 4 planes. So I think that seemed to be an okay deck. We'll see that in action. So let's save this. Okay, so this is an interesting map. So it's 3v3. One guy is an airborne, the others are all USSR here. Here we have 2 Commonwealth and 1 French deck. Well, that should be an interesting fight. I did not notice which type that was. Okay, it's captured. So the goal will be to capture the territory. Now, one of the weak elements of my deck is probably the fact that I do not have any choppers with air-to-air capacity other than the Lynx 3. But the thing is that this is a good attack chopper. I'm not sure I want to risk it right away. So I think what I'll try to do is perhaps go all the way to India over there and perhaps try to land some infantry. So the SAS will lead the way. They will be followed by a couple of links with the ATGM units. And some Canadian Highlander. Now let's see, what kind of unit can I use properly to achieve air superiority? Nothing. My allies seem to be going all the way over there, which means I will likely be alone for those positions. Yeah, we'll deploy these troops on the road, the Stormer, HMV, because these are good anti-air, anti-ground units, and they also have a good speed. Yeah, I'm missing a fighter there, but I guess this will be compensated by a proper anti-air presence. At least that's what I hope. I'll bring those Australian tow launcher here. So I'll try, in this case I will really try to rely on speed, which can be very dangerous. So I will deploy those troops into a way where I can probably divide them pretty easily and achieve the different objective of this area. But this might end up being a disaster, so I'm just saying, because I'm alone on that front. One of my 2 allies seem to be going for that place. But if my move does work, we should be in good position. Okay, here we go. Now what I'll do is really risky, but one advantage I might have is how the enemy might actually just stop at hotel. So, and here there's no real objective, it's here that you have an objective. So if I do manage to land some troops in that town, might actually be able to do an effective fight. Oh yeah, look at that. A lot of conquer. Can only hope that my troops land fast. Okay, well, I guess my move did its surprise. That will be danger close support there. You see those 1,000-pound bombs? 1,000-kilo bombs? Might actually even kill my own troops, but that will have been fun. Yeah. Oh, my Stormer, I'm not using them well. Okay, it's time to bring some reinforcements. Not necessarily where I attacked, but close. Dodging the enemy bombs. Yeah, I really did misuse the Stormers there. Not satisfied of myself. Oh, that's a bad move here as well. I'll pull back my troops. Yeah, those LAV don't have the armor necessary to survive all this.
It always comes down to the infantryman and his rifle. Anything for us, sir?
I'll bring some more Islander. We'll bring my Australian aardvark over here. Those SAS are really doing a good job. And I will bombard the forest over there because I do know that there's a command vehicle. Okay, I did manage to kill whatever was over there. I guess now it's time to perhaps bring some light tank very quickly. Yeah, those ATGM units are a pain. Let's see, what can I bring in this context?
Platoon is formed and ready. Sir, yes, sir.
My allies seem to be doing a good job at holding the enemy over there. Hornet, what is this? I mean, what is he doing there? Okay, we'll bring some Challenger marksmen. We'll spread some rapier around the place. Now, the thing which is important right now is how the fact that the enemy doesn't have that zone. We're making points. Now the big question is, will we be able to push anywhere else?
What can the infantry do for you, sir? It's not my war. Moving out.
I will bombard that complex because he did put a few units in there. Oh, something hit my links over there.
Off your ass and on your feet. Let's move.
We'll call in one artillery. So since this is maybe infantry, it's unclear if I'm killing anything in there, and this is not destruction, so there's no way to know. Yeah, I must say that Australian bomber is really powerful. Maybe a little too much. I don't think they should keep it. Because look at that. It's like I'm destroying everything. Sure, it's cool, but that much firepower is a little OP, I suppose. Okay, I'll bring some recon chopper. This will allow me to have a clue what's going on in front of me. Because right now I do not have a clue. Wow, those strike rapier are really slow. Now, my impression is that since they did receive a few airstrike already, I will call in my Sea Harrier because it's very likely that they did potentially bring anti-air, radar anti-air. So I will probably risk my 2 Sea Harrier just to see if they are actually good at anything, since it's likely that there is now anti-air over there. I'm also missing perhaps a couple of flamethrower that could be good to clear out that forest over there. Okay, my Harrier are here. I will order them to patrol around here. And while they do that, I will call in an airstrike on that town over there. If there's no anti-air, I might as well simply push further. Oh, there seem to be some infrared anti-air, which is much more dangerous. Oh, there's a Tunguska over there. Sadly, I did lose one of my Harrier, so that he did not do his duty. Some anti-air are in the town. That bomber is pretty epic. As I say, a little too much, I would say. I do have some of my infantry over there. I think I will perhaps bring some Rookie here, and I will bring some Royal Marine over here, because you never know, sometimes some people end up sneaking around. And some flamethrower here as well. Okay, my Scorpions seem confused.
I say the only good Recce is a dead one. Need customers for a taxi run.
Okay, there's a few BTR, I mean, heading over there. I also saw a Tunguska coming in.
Someone called for a cab?
I probably have my artillery in position here. We'll start to bombard this position.
Need customers for a taxi run.
As you can see, they are likely trying to sneak around. There is a few infantry with the TGM stuff over here. Oh, these Scorpion are really mobile.
We'll get a better look from there. Sir, yes, sir.
It's very likely that they were trying to sneak around here. Thanks to the flexibility of those Scorpion tank, it did not work. I think with my artillery, I'll try to get rid of the enemy artillery here. There's an Akula over there, dangerous.
Where do you need us, sir?
I'll use my Harrier to shut it down. Harriers have a slow speed, which make them particularly effective at dealing with choppers. My poor little Scorpion. Fortunately, Scorpion don't cost that much, so it's a good trade-off. I guess there's no trade here since I'm losing units, but it's better to lose Scorpion than good stuff. Or better stuff, I should say.
Check is completed. Ready to go.
Oh, this area was a waste in the end. Too bad.
Awaiting new orders, sir.
So I do have my recce here.
Driver, we're in a hurry.
The enemy did pull back
Moving out.
his a cooler. I'll move forward with the SO engineer. Am I from Quebec? Yeah, tout à fait québécois.
Follow your orders, sir.
Okay, so
Let's move.
I guess it's kind of calm. I can read the chat now. Oh yeah, the thing is that the Scorpion, what's important about it is that in my deck creation I did put it with a lot of experience, so they are much more much more effective than the Cool Bee.
Artillery as to the class.
This is rather unfortunate. I don't have proper anti-air. Well, actually, I do. Those Challenger marksmen will have to prove their word.
That, sir. Let's go. Meet customers for a taxi run.
I guess what I could do here, I'm not sure. I don't. Well, okay, let's do this.
Moving out. Rise to 30 degrees. Fully automatic.
Australia don't have any weaponry. Well, the guy is pulling back his chopper. What I need right now is supplies for those marksmen.
What can the infantry
I'll move my recce over there, and I'll move my SO Pioneer over here. Red 4 is making points, what? What is this nonsense? Oh, somebody did use a Buratino or something. I'll send a command vehicle there quickly.
at your service, sir.
Oh, look at that. What is this? The sniper just killed a couple of vehicles. It does have 2 AP power. So don't underestimate it, the recce, because this thing has a 50 cal machine gun, or sniper I should say. Do you speak French in French Canada? Of course we do. There's about probably 8 million francophone just in my province. There's also a lot of francophone elsewhere in Canada, which are a little spread out. You know, this used to be a French colony, so there's francophone all over. It's just that after the migration of a lot of the loyalists from New England after the War of Independence, we ended up having a lot of English-speaking Canadian, and that's why in Canada we don't speak only French. We also speak English, you know? Wow, seriously, those recce are awesome. If they have AP power like that, that's epic. Love it.
Bigger the better.
Well, right now, I must say I'm not really fulfilling my duty in this battle. I have an enormous amount of points and I'm not using them, so I guess I should probably start doing something. Okay, let's bring some ADAT. Kind of packing this forest a little too much, but what can happen? There must be a command vehicle somewhere in there. You know, if those Reiki actually have AP power, maybe they are even good enough to shut down a chopper. Which could be pretty cool if they were able to do that.
Just give us the coordinates, sir.
Now, all the gain that have been made by me bugging them around in that region are starting to be lost because my team isn't able to push on this. Well, here I have a large amount of troops coming in. So Canadian aid out here. Some Centurion, not even sure they will have the fuel to reach the AO. Some Challenger, I already have one deployed, and some Leopard. I think what I'll do here is I'll waste one of my troop transport, and I will check what's over there. And I will likely use my cluster bomb to get rid of the different choppers.
Where do you need us, sir?
Leave my poor Scorpion alone. Did nothing to you. Did stuff to those that preceded you, but yeah. That's fair enough. Okay, so there is a couple of ATGM infantry in there. I will bombard this.
Where do you need us, sir?
Sadly, I lost sight on those choppers. I will bring some more supply chopper in this area because I will have all those troops to refuel.
Starting to get dangerous here.
Oh, I see. Essentially, they are bombarding the place with cluster bomb rockets, so it's probably a smirch. What a shocking discovery.
What can the infantry do for you, sir?
Okay, let's risk our recce a little.
Off your ass and on.
Might be able to kill everybody from afar. Ultimately, maybe they are able to kill T-80s if they have AP power. That seemed very unlikely, but kind of funny.
Sir, yes, sir.
I think I'll bring more because I'm very impressed. Look at that, my Centurion are already starting to run out of fuel.
What would otherwise be an ugly fight. Starting to get dangerous.
There's some probably BMP3 or something in there. What are my team doing over here? It's like, come on.
At your service, sir.
Okay, what I will do here is I will bring a command vehicle in this zone, and I will go across here and land those troops. I will help them out with Stormer, British Royal Marine.
Ready to fire, sir.
Okay, now I do have a couple of units of different type. Well, I think my Centurion will lead the way to open the path.
Need a ride?
I'm under the impression that I'm wasting my stuff here.
Starting to get dangerous here.
Please tell me Ricky can shoot a chopper.
Infantrymen and
Oh, they can actually.
nothing to report.
Now let's sun down that Mi-24 with those Challenger marksmen. Okay, it seems that my Centurion decided that that will be the way to go through. Not exactly my decision there. Run away!
Gun checked and ready.
Wasted 2 Centurion because of that.
Nothing to report.
Oh, my recon did shoot those light vehicle. Okay, it is time to go across. Wish me luck.
At your service, sir. Let's make mincemeat out of it.
The thing is that those Challenger marksmen are really good, even as a tank.
Roger that, sir. Let's go. Where do you need us, sir? Awaiting new orders, sir. Let's move out.
Okay, let's go. Let's see how far we can go with those troops.
Got something for me? Awaiting new orders, sir. Got something for me? Enemy is in range, so are we. That's the ready, sir.
Well, the Echolai is actually shooting down my things.
Thank you for firepower. Fine,
Oh, Mi-28. Oh, look at that. A lot of AA.
Sir, yes, sir.
Okay, while we're here, we'll land on the other side.
Sir, yes, sir.
This compound seems clear so far. Sadly, those Mi-28 are pain.
Let's take mincemeat out of him. Waiting for your orders, sir.
The Grizzly is going across the river. Yeah, what I'm lacking right now is proper attack units. It will take too long before they come.
At your service, sir. Need a guardian angel?
So what I'll do is I'll try to make an airstrike that will get rid of that Mi-28.
At your service. At your double. The captain and his crew welcome you aboard. Stand up, fight, sir. Or another plus hunt. We're engaged.
Yeah, I did blew up one unit, one chopper. Okay, this Hornet decided to go all the way to Moscow. Motivation. Motivation. Oh, this thing drops a lot of flare. But he did survive, which is very fortunate. My impression is that the command vehicle is right there, because there was a Tungushka here. So that will be the logical place for it to be.
Why do I have the feeling that you're about to put our lives at risk? Lieutenant, hold ready. Customers for a taxi run. Waiting for your orders, sir.
I know that there is a couple of BMP-3 over there. I guess that might be a good moment to bring my Lynx 3.
What can the infantry do for you, sir? Air defense ready. Looking for a taxi. Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I guess I will have to risk my Challenger 2 against those BMP3. Okay, it's time to pull back. Those Echo are really dangerous for me.
If the enemy is in range, so are we. We've been engaged. Are you talking to me? Just waiting for a target to fly by. Then,
Come on, come in range of my ADATs. There we go. What the hell? There we go for that.
the captain and his crew welcome you aboard.
Now that my ADAT have been revealed, I will pull them back.
On our way.
Yeah, look at all this. Pretty sure they are aiming toward my ADAT.
Has an enemy chopper been spotted? Locking on target.
Oh, that's suffered.
Just waiting for a target to fly by. And then, air defense ready.
Well, at least two of my ADAT did survive, but let's see. ADAT are actually shooting on the while rolling, so that's an interesting fact.
Folks, we're moving again.
It wasn't the case before.
The captain and his crew welcome you aboard. Contact.
Oh, sadly, we did lose. I did lose, well, I did kill 3,323 and lost 3,895, while my team did lose much more. And we lost the round, sadly. But let's see what was effective in this. I guess I probably did bring my Lynx tree a little late, but if you look at that Australian bomber with the 1,000-kilogram bombs, that's a lot of kills. A lot of infantry, of course. Then, well, I had a good beginning. I might have mismanaged my thing at the beginning, but I think overall that was pretty good. Now let's just go back to this deck and see what went well and what went badly. Let's analyze the whole thing. So, in this deck, I did use this Grizzly to cross the river and capture the zone. That's kind of nice. So that's one reason to have a Grizzly. The Rover, I did not use it. I guess I can get rid of that. I think I will use the points on something else because the Grizzly have been enough, and my team, I only had to bring one more command vehicle there. I guess if I play carefully, losing 4 Grizzly, not so much. But the fact that the Grizzly is amphibious, that's kind of nice. Then the supplies, that's fine. The maps are pretty big, so I think chopper were good. So Pioneer, in this map there wasn't that much forest, so I guess this unit, it's okay to have it in the deck, but for this specific map, I guess probably other type of infantry might be good. And actually, I think I will switch that for something else. Just not sure what. Oh, this could be interesting, or not. The Canadian have this new armored personal carrier, which has an autocannon, but I'm not sure if that's what I want. Maori, what are they good for? They're a good defensive unit for towns. Paratrooper here. Oh, the Australians are using RBS 70. That's actually a good anti-air. 90 is better though. Yeah, I think what I'll do is I will use Canadian rifle with the TH 495 vehicle. I'll give them experience. Because what I found is that in this round what I was missing was probably some autocannon firepower. Okay, let's see. In support, how well did it go? I totally did mismanage this unit right here. And actually these are supposed to fire and roll at the same time, and they are firing while rolling. That's interesting. I would expect that unit to be static. Same with the ADAT, they are firing on the roll. Or are they? Yep, they are. Challenger marksman was pretty good. Satisfied with that one. Artillery was okay. ADAT was satisfying as they are usually. Track rapier did not serve much of a purpose. But this might be the fact that the enemy did not use that much air support and they did not really push that much. I guess Track Rapier is not really a good offensive unit for supporting you. Let's see, perhaps I should go with more guns. Since I have the ADAT and the Stormer, which are missile, I guess perhaps instead of the Rapier, I'll use something else. I will go with the Falcon. It's a light anti-air. It doesn't need to be static. But what's interesting about this one is the range. The autonomy is 650 kilometers not an hour, but in range. So I guess that will allow me, and it's also not particularly expensive. It has a good range against chopper, so this can be a good vehicle to reinforce an offensive. While the Challenger Marksman is like your indestructible defensive AA. While the ADAT is supporting your advance, and the Stormer is doing the same job as the ADAT for less big price but less AP power though. Okay, that's good. Now the Challenger did their job well. They even survived at least 3 or 4 rounds of Akula Vicker missile. That was pretty good. But the less evolved Challenger would have done the same, and the enemy did not bring any heavy tank. So the big question is it worth it to have the ultimate Challenger, or a Challenger Mark III will do the job? The main difference is the armor. 23 armor. That means against tank. For example, most Russian tank cannon only have 22 piercing power, AP power. So that means that to take out the Challenger 2, you'll need to flank it, even with the T-80. So that's something interesting. And the only way really to take out that kind of tank is by the air. Now the Leopard here did die, but they did push well, so that's why with them. Same here. The Scorpion was actually very surprising, that one. Turned out to be very effective at taking out light vehicle. Well, this one, the Centurion here, was completely useless because it doesn't have the range. So I guess for a map where you'll have reinforcements from the center, that might be appropriate. But other than that, I think the range is way too short on this. You need to resupply them, and that slow down your movement. They are also not particularly fast out of the road, so 35 km an hour, that's really bad. So I guess you're better using something else, which has a good range. Example, those Leopard here, or perhaps something else. No, actually, I think you might be better using other stuff than tanks. Now, those Rookie here, very surprising. 2 AP power. I don't know if that's the case for all sniper, but that is definitely worth it. You can kill light APC, so that can be very useful. Even troops with anti-tank rockets cannot do that. Oh, and you can actually shoot down chopper. Look at that, a 595 meter. So they do have a range against choppers. Which is the same as other guns, but what's interesting here is the AP power of 2, which is something no other support weapon have. I don't know if all sniper are like that, but I guess this gun here, very interesting capacity. And it's like the enemy did bring some light UAZ with grenade launcher and that kind of stuff, and the sniper just took them out without any problem. So that's a very interesting unit to use. I did not use the Coyote. Doesn't have amphibious capacity here. That's kind of strange. Because I believe this thing should have. Well, it's missing the propulsion here. But this thing is really fast, no matter the terrain. Just not sure that it's worth using when you have access to other stuff like those Australian tow launcher here, which does do the same thing. This vehicle here, I did not use it enough. I think, and I misused them. I will not go easy on myself there. I think I'll get one more card of them. And that gives me space for one more plane. So let's see, what can I use that could be useful right now? I have cluster bomb. I'm missing perhaps a fighter, but I need a fighter which can be good at taking care of choppers. Now this bomber here really did prove its worth. But to be honest, I really don't think they will keep this. This is way too powerful. It's possible they keep it to compensate some weakness of the Australian, but this just seems so powerful. can destroy an entire town with that. This is one of the new Canadian Air Force plane. Reload time 1 second. I think I will give this a try. And for Navy, nothing changed. Saving the change. Okay, so let's fight here. No, actually, I don't want to be packed since we're working on the NATO deck. Okay, I'll stay here. So while we wait, I guess I will simply read the chat because I did not have that much opportunity to read it all. And I guess we'll be waiting. Okay, so to resume what I read in terms of question, the graphics are very similar. While it does look a little different, I don't think there's that many change. Other than that, the Akula now have 12 Vicar missile, which is really powerful. In case you doubt it. Could I do a Chinese deck? Probably, maybe tomorrow. If you guys want to see some specific deck, please feel free to ask me for it, and I will know what are your interests, and this way I will know what to do next in terms of showing you specific stuff. I guess now we're pretty much stuck just waiting. What did you lose? Well, I guess while we wait, I guess I can go just show you the armory stuff for China. Since there is a request of potentially doing a Chinese or North Korean deck. So I guess I'll just show Red Dragon. I already did show all this in the previous, I think the second live stream. So if you want to check all the innovation, you can see those two live stream. But here are our North Korean and Chinese unit for logistic. So you have pretty standard stuff. But keep in mind that this is all subject to change. For example, there's many image. Now, as I said in the previous live stream, for example, here you have the North Korean, which have this transport that have Malyukta. Anyway, whatever it's called. 3 anti-tank missile and 16 anti-air missile. Now my impression is that 16 anti-air missile, that's quite a bit. My impression is that they will likely change that, probably reduce that to 4, because here I see that there's 4 launchers. And if they don't, well, here's a very good North Korean unit. Okay, here you have some infantry with same type of transport. Like I said, the North Korean transport are very unique. The infantry doesn't have well, what's interesting about those Asian countries is that they are actually using recoilless rifle to shoot tank as instead of missile. So that's one specificity. They also have some units which have those launcher. I cannot remember which one that was, but it has a recoilless rifle plus capacity for close range combat as well as regular weapon. So here you have multiple type of MLRS. One of the new unit which is kind of nice is this one, very good for intercepting choppers or surprising them. Look at that, 3.3 kilometer, and you can fire on the move and it's fire and forget, so very interesting unit. You also have this unit. Last time I showed it, I think the missile were blue. Now they did change, so it's a different missile from before. But I think the stats are the same. You also have this very cool unit, which is similar to either, well, I guess it's similar to a Tunguska, because the gun is radar guided, and the difference is that you have infrared missile. It's a pretty cool unit, but the main gun is really the machine gun. The infrared mostly seem like a bonus. I really like it. Some MLRS here. Some artillery. Oh, that's work in progress over there. Very strong artillery, those here. You can destroy Abrams with this nearly. Same here. Actually, these are much better. 8 HE power. That's very strong. I think this one is very capable of destroying tanks. Couple of mortars here. Okay, thanks for North Korean here. These are essentially T-55, but customized and improved. When you look at it, the cannon is actually very good. 16 AP power, that's very good. The only thing is that, well, the front armor is 12, which is pretty good. But these are still T-55. But I guess if you're managing to surprise the enemy, especially if you give those unit experience, it can be very effective at dealing with enemy on the flank, for example. If you shoot, if you surprise them, you can be very effective with this. They don't have much of a rate of fire, but I guess they are not that expensive either. Let's see, T-34, T-55, T-62, T-72, and T-90. Now this T-90 is pretty good. Oh, here we go with the timer. We're about to start. So here we go. T-90 has 5 top armor, so this thing is really good at resisting air attack. Okay, this is the same map as before. I'm not sure what I want to do here. I will claim the right side in order to change scenery. I fought over there last time, so let's go over there this time. Now this is a round which has less point, which means that I will likely have to be more careful. So what I'll do is I'll divide my force. We'll land some troops in there, as well as some troops in there. And I will try to hold that zone. And since this is far, we'll see what happens. So what I'll be doing is the inverse of last time. So I'll be trying to prevent the enemy from pushing on that position, while last time I was like this, pushing in. Or harassing mostly. Well, that's a useful trick, Silo Studio. I am missing AA, but that's because my SAS actually have AA capacity, which is limited, sure, but still. Oh yeah, that's true. Actually, I could probably bring the Falcon, which is not really expensive. And it has a good range. And what I will do is I will send that Falcon into that forest over here, which will allow me to potentially cover on both sides of that forest. But what I'm anticipating here is, since this is a round with few points, what will be important mostly is to secure each entry as fast as possible. Also, because of the positioning of things, people have a tendency more to attack over here. So I'm not necessarily expecting that much action. Of course, there might be some sneaking here, But I guess just deploying a few things in that zone might be sufficient. The thing is, I'm using Falcon A right now, but I will bring probably ADATs or something like that later on.
Speed up, driver. We're in a hurry. Changing position. Start the engine. Who's a passenger? Looking for a taxi. Need a lift. Need customers for a taxi run.
We can only hope that they don't bring a large amount of anti-chopper.
Anything in the air, we'll blow it up. Need customers for a taxi run.
So far, so good. I will send a recon chopper over here just in case.
Who do you want us to transport? Coordinates received. We're moving out.
Oh, look at that. My SAS actually shut down a chopper. A plane. Whoa, what am I talking about there?
Need a lift.
Yeah. That's weird. I don't want to judge people, but I think they're doing something wrong. Oh, they corrected themselves.
Speed up, driver. We're in a hurry. Anything in the air, we'll blow it up.
Yeah, right now I took a defensive position, but I'm thinking about sneaking in.
Waiting your orders, sir.
I'm so amazed by my Ricky that I will try to sneak some around. I'm pretty sure they can literally snipe a command vehicle. Whoa, that was nearly close. Come on, aim better.
Need a lift.
I'll bring a supply chopper to resupply my ATGM unit.
Gun checked and ready.
What were these? Oh, it's just a very inexpensive units. Oh, look at that.
Recce ready, sir.
It's time to use the voodoo.
Need a lift. Weapons ready. Let's give them some.
Did lose one of my voodoo.
Changing position. Start the engine. Someone need a guardian angel? Someone need a guardian angel?
So it is true the hurt was flat and a square, sure.
Need a ride? The captain and his crew welcome you aboard.
I must say those voodoos seem to have an accuracy which is most questionable.
Check is completed, ready to go. Go ahead, over. The sky is ours.
Oh, they are actually moving command infantry toward our base. That's original.
Weapons ready. Let's give them some.
It's actually pretty smart.
The captain and
I'll give it to them. It is smart, no question about it. If it had worked, it would have been smart.
looking for attack.
I just received a couple of cluster bomb strike on this.
Need customers for a taxi run.
Okay, now that I did pursue my enemies all the way there, it's time to perhaps use my Harrier. This is an ATGM Harrier. This one has Maverick missiles, so normally it should be able to dispose of those BTR 60 very easily.
That's the only good one. He's a dead one. Sky is ours. Making an attack run.
Oh, this Harrier did not even manage to destroy one BTR. But he did survive, so that's a bonus. Yeah, really, those voodoos are really bad.
Set up a new observation.
They're not even able to do anything useful.
At your service, sir.
I think that will be a unit which I will remove, certainly.
I'm making an attack run. All right, sweetheart. What are you waiting for? Breakfast in bed? Someone called for a cab?
We'll send my chopper, my recon chopper to rearm. What is that Harrier already? Oh, this is an anti-radar one.
Heading to given grid reference.
Come on, Riggy, show me what you're able to do.
Sky is ours. Not my one. Any orders, sir?
I had neglected the area here, so we'll compensate this by bringing some more Puma. Oh, they got my supply chopper.
What can the infantry do for you, sir?
But the problem I have is that there is infantry on the loose there. It seems that flak vehicle did prove how inexpensive that is. I can easily replace that. No, I'm really not doing well. Oh, you see that Chinese with strut over there? Oh, T90. Very dangerous stuff.
Platoon is formed and ready.
Yeah, they really are coming in from all direction now. That's dangerous for me.
Nothing to report. Starting to get dangerous here.
Nice, got the T90. With my Archer. Well, sadly, I lost my Australian bomber, but hopefully he did kill quite a few enemies down there.
What do you want us to transport? March formation. Move out.
I'll move my Ricky closer. Well, the fact that I did lose my command vehicle is really unfortunate. I think my Ricky are currently killing those light vehicles over there.
What can the infantry do for you?
getting a lot of stuff nonetheless.
Where do you need us, sir?
Yeah, it seems that my ally have deployed a lot of stuff over there. Well, they seem to be gaining ground, so while I'm receiving a good portion of the enemy attack, they seem to be buzzing nonetheless. On the other side, it's just that in my case, I just don't have the buildup of troop necessary to hold against all this.
Combat formation, squad. It's not my war.
My Islander are doing a good job against those tanks.
Sir, yes, sir.
I'll move my Ricky over there. Oh, there's a T90 over there. That's dangerous. I don't think my Ricky can deal with this.
Sky is ours. Trouble!
Now let's see, what can I bring to the fight? I guess I don't have sufficient amount of points to bring that many things right now. A lot of my troops are also significantly reduced in supplies.
Believe me, you don't want to know our methods.
Will that Ricky actually fire on the D90? We did fire on the supplies.
Where do you need us, sir? I need that tailrotor check. I need that tailrotor check.
Okay, I'll move forward over there. Hopefully these are not air-to-air. So this is a Lynx tree. Normally that should be able to do some damage.
What can the infantry do for you, sir?
I will try to destroy this vehicle as a priority because they can target my Rookie.
Someone need a guardian angel? Believe me, you don't want to know our methods. Sector's completed, ready to go. Let's fly. Someone need a guardian angel?
This one is radar. Yeah, that's my problem right now. I do not have anything to deal with the combo of planes and other stuff.
Sector's completed.
On the other hand, if this is a radar, I can deal with that.
Someone Someone need a guardian angel? Someone need a guardian angel? Someone need a guardian angel?
Yeah, seem to be fighting two, actually three. I'm fighting 3 enemies right now.
It always comes down to the infantryman and his weapons.
So they seem to be really focusing on this side.
The sky is ours. Brace yourself, we're flying in. I need that tail rotor checked.
Oh great, those Ricky are out of ammo.
Off your ass and
It's time to pull back.
what can the infantry do for you now? Let's fly. If the enemy is in range, so are we. What can the infantry do for you now? It's not my war.
What I need, I suppose, is probably some proper anti-air. I'll bring this under the form of an ADAT. I think... Oh, interesting. What's this for that? I'll try perhaps to shoot down that Mi-24.
Enemy contact! Something we can't handle.
Yeah, I think I definitely need the ADATs. Because I'm facing vehicle as well as choppers, so ADAT will be ideal for this situation. I will also need to resupply my recce. So I will land 1 unit here.
Do it our way.
I'm not sure what kind of enemy troops are in there. Yeah, these are just BTR. I guess Australian with those two can be very effective against the Chinese. Because the Chinese don't have that much armor. I'm kinda advancing without much support. Good, got one of the airplanes. And they did not get any of my lav with airplanes.
Waiting for your orders, sir.
My recce is rearmed, which is a good news.
Pack up your gear,
I will need more anti-air than this. I'll bring those Challenger marksmen.
air defense ready.
I'll move my troops forward because right now they are under artillery fire.
Where do you want to deliver? Roger. Moving
We'll also bring some artillery to suppress that wood.
If the enemy is in range, so are we.
Those recce's are really amazing.
If the enemy is in range, so are we. Enemy chopper been spotted.
We'll pull back those SAS because they might be in danger, and resupplying them will be useful to suppress enemy choppers.
March formation. Move out.
Calling in a Harrier, hopefully to intercept that MI4.
Air defense ready.
Oh, I lost my poor little Ricky. Why is the world so cruel? Okay, I'll bring some Storm, well, Royal Marines.
For a target to fly by. And then? Pack up your gear, folks. We're moving again. Why do I have the feeling that you're about to put our lives
My supplies are empty, sending back to base.
need some extra firepower? Missile and firing position, sir.
I'm probably doing a mistake from sending my ADATs over there.
Believe me, you don't want to know our methods.
I'll send my Scorpions in there.
Just waiting for a target to fly by. And then?
Oh, that one survived. Damn it.
Nothing to report. Air defense ready. Believe me, you don't want to know.
I must say those Scorpion 90 are really satisfying. Good accuracy, good firepower. I shall not waste them anyway.
Air defense ready.
I will target whatever is in there.
The liar.
Okay, we now know as a fact that there's a T90 in there.
Someone need a guardian angel?
No, I think I will forgot that chopper over there. We'll send it into, well, behind the enemy lines.
Waiting for your orders, sir. Need a lift? Nothing to report. Transportation corps ready for your orders, sir.
Sadly, it is over. So, we did lose by quite a bit. The enemy outsmarted our collective team there. But I did pretty well. 2,335 kill and 2,160 kill. The rest of my team did okay as well in terms of kill death, but I guess the move they did against me on my side was 3 players was too much for me to handle. But if it had lasted a little longer, I think I would have been able to retake the territory slowly. T90 would have been an issue, but other than that, I think I was in good shape to advance. So now, if we see the SAS, very good effectiveness there. Look at that, a lot of PTR. For sure, they're not amazing kills, but PTR 60p, that's good. They did kill 2 planes. Type 992, that's a tank. Milan turned out to be very disappointing. They did not kill that much. Chopper, Canadian Chopper did kill a few vehicles. SAS here did kill infantry and 1 plane. Here SAS did kill Mi-8 and MiG-23, so that's good. Yolander here did kill, I'm not sure what that is, I think that's some tank. The Ricky here did kill infantry, PTR, and some kind of recon, probably a recon chopper. The Lav 2, Mi-4 here, Mi-4, well, that was late in the battle. ADATS did kill MiG-21, Mi-24. Challenger Marksman did kill 2 planes. And so that was pretty bad in terms of fight, even though I was facing 3 guys on the right side. I think I did manage to do the best out of it, but it's clear that I will not have been able to fight so many enemies at once. And they also had a good air support, so I did lose my planes pretty quickly each time I sent them, so they really did neutralize me well there. So I think that was a pretty good round. So if we go back to the deck, what will I change, if anything? I think this deck is actually pretty balanced. I don't have anything to complain about here. Maybe the Coyote is not useful. Using another type of infantry might be a good idea. I'm not sure if some recon with anti-air will be nice, but I don't think that's possible. That gives me 2 points. I think I will add some choppers. I guess I'll add some to because the thing is that the links tree, yeah, that's nice, but I think it's the kind of unit you want to risk only in very specific contexts. So I might be a little too afraid, and I should be to use it because I don't want to lose it. But having 202 will allow me to potentially bring some air-to-ground support under the form of a chopper much faster and with more confidence on my part. While this one, I'll keep it for potentially pushing forward. It's clear that not using it I guess at the beginning I could probably use it. It's just that it's a good target for planes. So, and it's very expensive. So that's why having some links to 2 might be a good idea, especially when you're facing T90. And in this last round, the fact that I did lose my plane meant that I could only rely on chopper to take care of those T90. But when it comes to the T90, I guess this Harrier here proved to be completely useless against light vehicle, but it did destroy the T90 in one shot. And I'm not sure how much the T90 was damaged, but this Harrier might be a very good sniping unit for those big tank. As for the Voodoo, completely useless piece of junk. I will remove that. The accuracy is 25% and it doesn't even have a gun. So I think this is not even good for choppers. Now let's find something proper. I guess I'll go with this Harrier because the Harrier, this one has a 4 infrared missile, and the speed of the Harrier is very limited. It has a gun, so against chopper that might be a good tool. It's clear I don't really have any air-to-air, well, air-to-planes good dogfighter, but I don't really think I need them. Because I prefer to get rid of the ground stuff. And let the air action happen in the end of somebody else in my team. Because the thing is that if you're really into dealing with air-to-air combat, you need to be zoomed out much more, and I kind of like to be close to the fight. Also, I do have a lot of anti-air in this. So yeah, I have my ADATs here, I have my Stormer, which I haven't really used much. I have my Falcon, which are really inexpensive. I should use more of those. And those marksmen, they're pretty good. They damage the enemy planes pretty well. So I think this deck is pretty balanced as far as my preference goes. So I think that will be it for today. I hope you did learn a few things, and if you have any more questions, feel free to ask. Also, if you want to see something different tomorrow in terms of deck or faction, make sure to specify which one you will like. And that is it. So I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. Take care of yourself.